Yo, what's up, everybody? Chris here from Big Sports News, Axis Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs. And today I just wanted to go over something really quick on Reddit that I found to be kind of disturbing. If you guys didn't know, Hector and Scump recently signed a deal with Rubet, and I just kind of want to get into why people are not really feeling this because it's a really interesting and very honestly disappointing situation if you are anyone who's a part of the Green Wall or you're a former member of the Green Wall like myself. This is not what you want to see. So let's get into it. So looking at it, referrers receive a commission of 5% of the mathematical house edge on all of their referrals wagers, meaning the referrals are people like me and you, and the referrers are people like Hector and Scump, just to explain. With that percentage climbing as each referral comes through. So basically, they start at 5%, they max out at 15%, and each time they refer a person and basically the person loses money, Hector and Scump get paid. So they're basically getting paid to promote gambling and create a bunch of losers and addicts, which I'm not saying that just to be spicy or to hate. That's what this is clearly saying in layman's terms. It's just the way that they word it. Obviously, there's plausible deniability here because they're not saying, hey, we're incentivizing people who are affiliates to introduce people to our platform, knowing that they're going to lose, but the affiliates do get house money. So when Hector and Scump lose, they're not losing their real money. But when me or you lose, we are. And that's where a lot of people are really departing from Optic in terms of support, and they're just kind of like, you guys have lost the plot. So that summarizes the whole issue from the perspective of the community. But let's get into the rest of this post and then get into some comments. And then I'll give you my perspective. Our user here, Mason is Happy, says, is I'm seeing quite a lot about Optic members and their Rubit affiliation. I would like to point out to our community that Scump, Hector, and Nate are profiting from your losses. This is unregulated offshore crypto gambling. Nobody had an issue with the regulated sports books, even if it was technically ambiguous. Roulette is illegal in the US. Remember that, okay? Issue here, the issue is here. The more you lose, the riskier the bet, the more they get paid from a company surrounded by falsehoods, money laundering, FBI investigations, and pure profit. So if you guys haven't seen CoffeeZilla's six-part series on Rubet, and if you haven't seen his video that he did on one of our own in the community, former pro player and now 100 Thieves owner Nade Shot, please go back and watch it. It's quite interesting, very informative on this topic. And personally, I love CoffeeZilla. He's honestly one of the goat of goats on the internet, and he's one of the goat journalists. So shout out to Coffee. And yeah, go check his video out if you haven't. The issue is here, obviously, that essentially Optic is farming their viewers and their fans just for free cash. As you guys can see here, if you read on, Steve will do it. And he was hanging out with Shotzi recently, and that's where people think the connection was made between Hex and Burbet. So, looking at Hector's response to this from, I guess, his stream, it looks like he says, I'll go and read that shit. Won't bother me none. Literal no ones. Wow. Okay. Those who can't do, talk about those who can. Wow. What a departure from the Optic Hex that we came to know and love, a man of such integrity and high class in the past. I mean, this is just an interesting departure. I mean, Hector was always someone who inspired me in the esports space. I always found him to be a very honorable, respectable owner. So to see him talking like this to his fans, people who he cultivated a very, very close relationship with, it's very disappointing. And honestly, I'm quite surprised to see this from him. It never seemed like he had this kind of mentality or belief. So when asked if he's read the hate comments about this partnership, this is what he had to say. This is his message to his own community. And you guys can read the comments. I don't really condone a lot of Reddit comments, but the responses are definitely very interesting. I do agree with a lot of what people are saying about this just being a unilaterally terrible move. Mm, Yeah, I mean, there's nobody in this comment section who's really okay with this. Mm, I mean, yeah, you can look at the response. This is one thing I thought of. If I'm Roger, I'd be pissed that this has come out 4 days before the process. Comments on that vid will be a shit show. I 100% agree. And this was another interesting comment because I did kind of feel that this was a little bit tone deaf, especially after I saw Optic sign with Prize Picks last year when they had the Zinni packs and the Scump packs for EWC and Champs. I was like, wow, you guys are going to have all of this backdrop with the FanDuel Pred thing. And they had a deal with FanDuel last year, and famously, they did not have that same deal after Pred was, taken off the team with the speculation that he might have been gambling on his own match. So, yeah, this is just interesting. So this is what Mason said. He said, I just asked Nate how he feels about getting paid for his fans' losses, and he outright denied it. Said he only gets money in the account to gamble as he pleases. Keep in mind, guys, that the screenshot I posted is from Rubet's website and is the only public info about pay for affiliate codes, which Nate Shot had. After I pointed that out, I was promptly banned. Wow. Hector just beat around the bush, just saying that grown men can choose to do what they'd like. Any age can gamble on Rubet, by the way. When that was mentioned, he just stated that it is legal where he is. Likely Mexico, so they can promote it legally. So, if you guys didn't know, Nate Shot took a whole trip to Mexico expressly to gamble on Rubet, so he wasn't breaking any laws. But Optic promoting this to an audience that primarily lives in the US of A, where, as we can all see, Roulette is legal, which is why I told you guys to remember that, is definitely just scummy. There's no way to say it otherwise. I try to always be very respectful in the way that I talk to people as a publisher, but that is just scummy behavior. I mean, it's not even legal here and you're promoting it to US audience. Like, what are we doing, guys? So looking at Hector's Twitter account, this is how I want to finish the video off. You guys can see he's just tweeting out a link, letting people know that he's going live to stream some Rubet. And you guys can see the response is overly negative. Optic fans and the community at large are just very disgusted with all of this. Personally, myself, I am a big, big time hater on the whole gambling scene, what it does to young men, and what it does to people in general, men and women, but especially young men because it's targeted us more heavily in terms of sports betting and other things. Obviously, women get into it as well, but the demographic that they are targeting is primarily male. It's getting into the COD scene and primarily male dominated scenes, right? UFC, NBA, NHL, MLB, etc. NFL, obviously. And as you guys can see, the UFC is under investigation. Referee Jason Herzog is under investigation. And then the NBA, we're not even going to get into that. Jonte Porter, Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, Gilbert Arenas. I mean, and it's only going to get worse. So if you guys want my advice as someone who won a lot of prize picks lineups last year, I only had access to prize picks for 6 months and I won over 200 lineups in Call of Duty. So I only played during Black Ops 6. You guys can see based on the screenshots I'm posting, I was very successful with prize picks to the point where it grew my Discord considerably. But I'm just very disturbed by how much gambling has infiltrated this. The reason I stopped offering gambling tips was because people were just coming to me for the wrong reasons. They were asking me for money. It got really degen and really disgusting really fast. So that's why I personally am so anti gambling. I didn't have any experience with gambling really before I started doing that. And it grew my server somewhat. I just wanted to get some more traffic to my channel and to my server, just meet some people and really get out there in the community. But when I met that crowd, I was very uncomfortable. And I just don't like the idea of promoting that to people because it does bad things to the mind. And that crowd of people needs to be freed from this vice. And it's not a vice, it's predatory practice. So, yeah, let's look at Scum's Twitter and then we're going to close this out. Yeah, so looking at the King's Twitter, it is definitely not looking kingly. There is some regicide going off. I just read this guy Luis's comment. You made a fantastic living off a dream, and you guys are paid the community that gave you that platform by selling out to gambling. I mean, yeah, dude, like this is just a bad look. As you guys can remember from the Reddit post that we looked at, people of any age can gamble on Roobet, which is what makes it so nefarious. You don't need an ID, there's no verification needed, and it's an offshore crypto casino. So there's no regulation, there's no oversight, and there are no practices put in place to make sure that fraudulent things are not happening on this platform. Hence why the referral program is so well hidden, so confusing, and so suspect. I mean, look at Scump's reactions on this tweet, right? This guy has a lot of emotion. The announcement here, 286 comments, 2.4 thousand likes, 500,000 views. And you can see Wuskins in the comments. But who is he sponsored by? Rubet. The twins have gone from Call of Duty pros to gamblers full time. So, yeah, this is only going to get worse, man. This is a very bad sign of things to come in our space. Mm, yeah, I'm just very disappointed to see that Scump and Hector got in on this grift, and the community is as well. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Um, I'm just really sad to see this happen. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great morning. And yeah, hope you guys have a great morning, noon, or night, like I said before. And see you guys on the next one. I really don't know what to think with this. Yeah, talk to you guys later. And yeah, please let me know what you think down below in the comments.